This is the plaintiff, Roxanne Fawcett. She says she was approaching a red light and her car went out of nowhere. The defendant, who was jogging, ran out between two trucks and banged into her car door. The at-fault defendant refuses to communicate with her. She had to spend time and money to repair her car and is suing the defendant for the $740 he owes her. This is the defendant, Sawyer Gwynn Rossum. He says it was the plaintiff who ran into him with her car. In fact, the impact was so forceful he did a complete full flip in the air, then landed on the ground with a big thud. He got hit in his left butt cheek. He's lucky to be alive because the plaintiff wasn't paying attention and he owes her nothing. He's accused of running into a lawsuit. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,000, the cost of the ambulance.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff was driving along when the defendant literally ran into her car and damaged it. Now, the defendant is a runner and says the plaintiff is the one who hit him, and any damage to her car is her own fault. It's the case of running into a lawsuit.
Thank you, Douglas. Roxanne Fawcett. You were driving your vehicle on what street?
On Bay Street.
Oh, we've got it all set up for you. Come on over to that board. Pick a vehicle to B. Notice where Bay Street is and Court Street is.
Okay.
If there's an extra vehicle there, you can take it away.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here we go. I see what's going on. All right, what street were you on?
I was on Bay Street.
Okay, and where were you when the impact happened?
Well, I was like right about here.
Okay.
Because this is on Court Street, and there's a traffic light right there.
Go ahead.
On Court Street. Mm-hmm. So the light was red. Mm-hmm. So I was actually slowing down, mm-hmm. approaching the light, mm-hmm. mostly at a full stop. Mm-hmm. And there were two.
There we go.
Trailers.
That's what we got going on here. Look at that. We've got even
trailer double park right here.
Okay.
Right, and the defendant was jogging.
Just no substitute for the 3D props. Go ahead.
The defendant was jogging.
Here's the defendant.
Oh, okay. There he is. So he ran right out in between the double park trailer and right into my car.
Physically, his body?
Physically, his body, yes.
Okay, go ahead. Go back to the podium. And what happened to him when the impact occurred?
Well, when he ran into the car, obviously he was going, really fast, jogging.
How fast could he be going? But anyway.
Well, he was jogging. And then he hit the car, the windshield, with his head, hit the windshield, and I guess his body hit the right view mirror, right?
Passenger.
The right passenger side mirror. And then...
You must have been scared to death.
You
must have been scared to death. We'll be talking to you in a second.
I want to know where this impact came from, because it was like, BOW!
But then you realize it was a person?
I realized
And isn't your first thought, oh my God, it's my fault?
No.
Like I hit somebody?
Not
Isn't
at all, because I was really...
I would be so scared.
Yeah, I was like, stop.
Yeah.
Right? And then, I came out, and he said that he's sorry.
So he was okay?
He wasn't looking with, before he
Okay, put
ran out.
a pin in that, because I've got to talk to him right now. What happened?
I just finished a workout. I run cross country. I'm a Division I athlete. I just finished a workout at the Red Hook track.
Where do you run?
I run at Appalachian State University.
App State University?
Yeah.
In Boone, North Carolina?
Right.
I know it well.
Yeah, it's a great school.
Right.
I love
Where's Ann Arbor? I know the slogan.
Yeah,
That's well before your time.
Yeah,
but
people still, there's...
That's when App State beat Michigan, and everybody in Michigan was saying, where's App State?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
people still talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure what she just described there, because that's...
Okay, well, why don't you tell me in your words what happened?
Okay, so I was running down Bay Street. I just finished a track workout. There were cement rollers, double parked all along Court Street in between Clinton. I'm sorry, on Bay Street in between Clinton and Court.
Right.
And I'm not sure why I decided to come off the sidewalk.
Right, because you're in the middle of the block.
Right.
Right. That's called jaywalking.
Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. What'd you?
You're not in the crosswalk waiting for a, walk sign.
Correct.
You're not at a stop sign waiting to see that the person stopped.
Correct. But
There's no pedestrian crosswalk there. It's in the middle of the block, right?
Yeah, but this was not at an intersection. This was.
Right. That's my point. So in the middle of a block where nobody expects you to walk, you ran.
Well, can I finish?
Yeah. Is that what happened though?
No.
You didn't run into the street in the middle of the block.
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I'm running down Bay Street. There's a bunch of cement rollers double parked.
Okay, show me, you know what, go ahead and come up here because
Yeah.
I don't think I'm getting what you're saying very well.
Okay, so we were actually in the middle of Bay Street and nowhere near
Yeah, I think
Court
she's
Street.
got it,
Yeah,
she's
this
got
is
it the
not
way
the way-
she's, I'll tell you what, you take everything magnetic there and put it where you want to put it and tell me your story because I want to understand you.
Okay, so there's cars double parked. I don't have enough 3D objects
Okay.
up right here.
Oh, I've got plenty if you want.
There's cars double parked. There's a bike lane right here as well. So we'll put that there.
Is that the bike lane?
Yeah, all these cars are parked in the cement rollers are
The
parked.
cement trucks are parked in the bike lane?
Correct.
Okay.
And so I go in between the cars, in between the cement rollers. And
Where?
On
Put
Bay
your
Street.
give, that's you. Where exactly do you do? Okay, so like I said, you're not at an intersection.
Right.
Right. So you run into the middle of the street.
Well, I wasn't done with my explanation.
I don't care whether you're done. I'm cross-examining you, so answer me. Don't get smart with me. You ran in the middle of the street, correct? You didn't wait to go to that's not a pedestrian crosswalk, is it?
Yeah, but I didn't run in the middle of the street. I'm hugging next to the cement rollers after I've looked both ways and I see no car. I'm running for 10 seconds, just
well,
about.
you couldn't have
and then
been right because you got hit, or you hit her, whichever way we want to look at it.
Right, and the way
a car hit you, and you could have been dead.
Right.
Right. So I'm trying to understand where your defense is, since you're running in the street, which is meant for cars.
Well, she actually said that I had run into her car, and basically, if I'm crossing the street, I'm perpendicular, right? So if I'm running into traffic, I would get hit like this.
Unless the traffic is already there, and you literally didn't look either way.
Okay, but I was hitting my butt, meaning I was already facing with traffic.
You were hit in your butt. You would have been going forward.
Well, I was launched backwards, like in the air, like doing a 360. I landed on my back.
Okay, did you talk to the cops that day?
No.
No? Go ahead and go back there. Do you have the police report?
Yes.
May I have it? Pedestrian states, while running on sidewalk, he tried to cross the street midway and did not look if a car was coming, striking vehicle 1. Pedestrian was running on Bay Street. Minor injuries, pedestrian taken to the hospital. Do you remember talking to the police?
No.
Okay, well, the police remember talking to you. And that's what you told
And
them?
I would definitely not give that statement either, because that's not what happened.
Wow, that's wild. Why do you suppose the police would have it in for you?
I'm not saying that's what's the case.
You're lucky to be alive, my friend.
Welcome back to the People's Court. The plaintiff says the defendant darted in between two trucks, slamming into her car. But the defendant says he was jogging in the street for 10 seconds before she hit him from behind. But the police report seems to support the plaintiff's story. Will that have an effect on the judge's decision? Let's go back into the courtroom.
Did you end up paying $1,000 for ambulance expenses?
Not yet.
What was the damage to your car?
My windshield.
Can I see a
And
picture of it?
This is picture of the rear view, the right side rear view mirror. That's the windshield right there, the damage. This is a bigger one if you want to see that.
Ugh. So the mirror broke off. This is his head hitting the windshield. Wow.
Yeah.
What did you want to say?
I did not hit my head.
How'd that happen?
I don't know, but if I hit my head like that, I would not have left the hospital.
I don't know. Maybe your head is really hard.
I've gotten that before.
Huh?
I've gotten that before.
I bet you have, son. Listen to me. You are lucky to be alive because, you could have been severely injured, really injured. You're like a Gumby. You just you bounced and then you were Did you have any injuries, or you? It's amazing that you're not injured.
Well, I don't have any, medical evidence of this, but my skeleton is definitely not, aligned right. But,
yeah. I think that's going to haunt you for life, because that's how my skeleton's not. My spine is not.
I'm actually
aligned
already
right.
dealing with it. I've strained my lumbar twice. And
Are you still running?
Yeah, trying to.
Is it bothering you or no?
I haven't run in 4 months because I've had
Because
two
it's not the
herniated
season,
discs.
or because what?
I have 2 herniated discs.
But is that because of this, or before that you had them?
Well, ever since then, I've been favoring my left side.
That wasn't my question. Did you have the herniated disc before this or after that? If you haven't been running in 4 months and this happened a month ago, no, this happened a year ago.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying this is her fault.
No, that's what I was trying to figure out. All right. Yeah. When do you graduate?
2022.
All right. Well, I may see you around Stick Boy. Be nice, because I'm about to rule against you, because this was your fault. And it's ironic because you think, my gosh, it's a car and a person, but, we don't do that. I once had a case where the dog got loose. The person killed the dog and then sued the dog owner. And they were right, because you feel really bad that you got injured and you flipped and you all this. But if you're running out in the middle, just like she says, and the cops say that you said just what she said, I'm going to trust that over what you're telling me today, because it's what makes sense. It's exactly what makes sense, because I know these 2 big trucks. If you're going in between them, let me tell you where the trucks aren't parked. They're not parked here. That's not where they are. They're not parked here. You're not crossing in a pedestrian spot. You are literally illegally running across the street. And when you say, oh, but I looked and there was nothing, no, clearly, because that's why you got hit.
I don't think I made myself clear. I wasn't crossing the street. I was hugging the cement rollers, because my thought was, if they're parked in the bike lane.
Were you running in a street?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't belong running in a street. Cars belong in the street. My verdict in this case is for the plaintiff, and the amount of her damages, $740, and on your counterclaim against her, 0.
So the plaintiff is going to get the $740 she was seeking. I'm really sorry for you that you got hit. I gather you don't have the same version of the story that.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing, because it feels like I didn't get to say my side of the story very much.
Well, the fact is it happened in the street, and I think that's what the judge decided. You shouldn't be running in the street. End of story,
Is that the end of story? She probably wasn't paying attention.
No.
I was in the street for 10 seconds. I didn't get to tell her that.
Well, I'm sorry. That's the way it goes, okay? You must sign some few
failed me,
documents on your way out of the courtroom. Ms. Fawcett?
Yes.
You okay with this?
Yes, I'm pretty satisfied with the judge's decision, and it's just amazing, that the dude is going to come out here and just lie. Clearly, he ran into my car, and the judge sided with my
did you hang around to see an ambulance come?
Oh, yes, I waited right there. He spoke with me. He said he's sorry that he ran into the car.
Interesting.
And then he sat down on the sidewalk.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. You must sign some documents. Harvey?
Doug, look, pedestrians have the right of way, but not when you just dart into traffic where nobody can see you. If that happens and you get hurt, you got nobody to blame but yourself.